Hello students, welcome to Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Open University. Today as part of the market structures, we discuss duopoly and oligopoly markets. So we have learned about the monopoly market, right? So now the duopoly, which is the sub part of the oligopoly, we'll first try to learn about the duopoly. In duopoly market structure, market is controlled and influenced by two independent influential participants. The market competition exists only between these two sellers. There exists limited competition as only two dominant firms are part of this market structure. And duopoly sellers realize the dependency and carefully decide the pricing model considering its direct and indirect effects on the market and their businesses. However, this type of market condition allows customers to choose from brief range of products. It is a stable market structure which is favorable for the investors. Additionally, it promotes technological competition and innovation through cutthroat competition in the market. If you see duopoly, generally in the real-time markets, you will not find because most of the players you will see either in a monopoly or an oligopoly or in a monopolistic competition market. But the duopoly is a rare phenomenon in a real time. But however, if the duopoly exists in the market, which will be beneficial for the investors because they know that there are only two players. So the competition exists between, a fair competition might exist between these two players, which they can produce the goods and services which are required for the common public. So in this duopoly market, businesses engages in a strategic interaction as their decisions usually impact the pricing models. What do you mean by pricing models? Product price, right? How do we decide a price of a product? By taking your total cost of the product and keeping minimum revenue from the each unit of they sell it. So they can rationally discuss and try to come out with the pricing models and also market conditions. Hence, there is an aspect of price interdependence in this market. However, in this type of market structure, the products and services can be both homogeneous and differentiated in nature. So you will, since there are two players in the market, there can be many buyers, but sellers are only two. So that's the reason by and large there can be some homogeneous, but they may be differentiated by its nature. We will discuss one of the most important market is about oligopoly market. Oligopoly market is the realistically which is exist many parts of the world. In oligopoly market, there exist more than one or two firms. Like we have seen duopoly only two, but here more than two firms which exist that cater to the same line of businesses. So that means similar kind of business opportunities which they are try to do in oligopoly market. Hence, many enterprises comes together to capture certain industry and reduce the competition. These are generally influential businesses that hold certain amount of power and control over the market. So in oligopolistic market structure, there exists a limited competition and the firms are responsible for deciding the price structure. Keeping in mind its impact on market, however, there are significant barriers in order to restrict new participants from entering into the market as there already exist numerous players. Hence, here the products can be both homogeneous and differentiated depending upon the nature of the industry. So that's where we said oligopoly had a subset of duopoly. It is a larger market of oligopoly. So this type of market structures offers a wide range of choices to the customers and consumers can easily choose from which sellers they want to buy depending upon the price and the quality. Hence, if any seller increases their prices too much, customers may choose to buy from the sellers in the market. It is a consumer oriented market structure where consumers get to choose from the varied range of products. In oligopoly market also, the kink demand curve, like we see in the graphical representation in oligopoly market, the kink part will be the price rigidity. So whenever in oligopoly market, the curve will be in a kink shape, where in the kink point, the price rigidity, the price standard will be there. The price will not be changed. So in oligopoly market also, there is a possibility of forming in a cartel, because since there are few sellers, the oligopoly market is more known for cartel formation. So the cartel is, as I told you, it is nothing but group of sellers comes together, form a group and fix up the price, and based on that they go with, nobody will go at below that price. So hence, what is the advantage of such cartel? Whenever they do such cartels, they can maximize their revenue. They will not, because if there is a competition exist, that may lead their revenue fall, or their percentage of profits might decline. So to avoid such decline, they form a cartel. So by forming a cartel, their the revenue will be higher, so that they will not lose in a competition. Sellers also, buyers also, since there are only few sellers, from one customer to another seller, one seller to another seller, though you may visit, but it will be confined to such small level of sellers, so you will not able to bargain much better prices. So this is also one of the most popular market among the market structures. Oligopoly in a real time, you will see like telecom companies, at times the telecom industry also comes formed. Now many are merged, acquisitions are happened, mergers has happened. Now hardly 3 to 4 players which exist in the market. So they try to form, when it looks at the market, the prices from olden day, few years back, the prices were very high. When the new players has come in, the prices has slowed down, it has reduced. But again, when they came in the cartel form, now the telecom prices we can see relatively higher prices compared to the previous regime. So that is possible because of the cartel, or kind of understanding between the, since there are the few sellers, so they can form together with that kind of understanding. So for the students, if you really want to understand more, I would advise you to, whenever you go to the market, please observe in the markets that what kind of market you are purchasing a commodities. Is it an oligopoly? Why prices are high or why prices are low? Where you can compare based on its nature of the market, you will see prices will be different. So if you are given locality, if you are living in a small village, if you have only 2 kirana shops, you will see that there is possibility of higher prices which they charge from you, because there are only 2 players in that particular area. So that is the reason we need to observe and understand that how this duopoly making a markets, and oligopoly, more than 2 firms, if 3 to 4 firms are there, there is possibility that the cartel also formation can be done, but still there can be some kind of competition directly or indirectly which will lead. So this will help you when you visit markets to go there. It is necessary for you to observe to get more clarity on the markets. Thank you.